Hey, what's up guys? Matt here with Fix Anything, Save Money. Today we're going to be going over this Craftsman Jigsaw. This is model CMCS600. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but it's CMCS600. So we're going to be going over the tool features of this. We're going to be doing a quick demonstration showing you how to cut with it. And then we're just going to be kind of showing you what these different orbital speeds are and all that. And then how to adjust the shoe. So yeah, we'll dive right in. Like all my videos, I like to start off just showing users how to install and remove the battery. So to put the battery in, you're just gonna line up these grooves right here with these grooves, and then you're just gonna push in until you hear a click. Okay, so now our jigsaw has power. And then moving up the tool, we have our trigger here. This is our lock function. So if we press this in, that's going to lock the trigger. And we want to use this if we're ever transporting the tool. We always want the trigger locked. And I always recommend removing the blade when you're transporting it, or if you're carrying it on your belt. You don't want this to accidentally unlock and then you press the trigger and you have some sort of accident. So I always recommend just locking the trigger, remove the blade. So now we'll show you how to actually install a blade. So you can see here we have a little jigsaw blade, and this one is just for wood. They usually say right on there what they're for. This one says wood. So what we're going to do to install this, you can see right here there's a little lever. So we're going to pull this lever in, and then we're going to come around the front, and you can see that little slot right here. We're going to drop it into that slot, and you want it to sit in the middle of this wheel. And then we're just going to release that. And then I always recommend just kind of pulling on the blade a little bit, make sure that it's seated properly, and then just give it a little test. Okay, so our blade is seated properly. And then to remove the blade, we're just going to again pull this down, and then we're just going to lift our blade out. Like I said, just always, whenever you're messing with the blades, make sure your battery's out. Better to be safe than sorry. So now we could lock it back up. And now I'll show you what these settings are. So this 0 setting, this is a perfectly straight cut. And you're going to use this for harder woods and metal. Pretty much any wood. It's a good, general purpose setting. And then these are your orbital speeds. So you can see what the blade's going to do when I put this in the 1 and 2 setting. The blade is going to very subtly move that way. So 1 and 2. I don't know if the camera even picked it up, but you could kind of see 1, 2. The blade very gently travels that way. So 1 and 2 are your orbital speeds, and they're more aggressive cuts. You never want to cut metal or hardwoods with these orbital speeds. You always want that on 0. So 1 and 2 is more for soft woods and like plastic and stuff like that. But I always recommend just leave it on 0 for, if you're unsure, leave it on 0, leave it on the straight cut. So now we'll show you, we'll just pull the battery real quick, and we'll show you how we could adjust the shoe for beveled cuts. So you can see here, it comes with a little Allen key right here. And then there's a little bolt right here. And you don't need to remove the whole bolt. You just need to loosen it a little bit. That should be enough right there. And then you could see in here, you could kind of slide it, move it, and then it sits in these little pins right here and right here. There's grooves in the plate that it sits into. So you could do that either way. So that would be a 45-degree cut that way. And then you could take it out and you could slide it this way and lock it into place. And then just tighten it down. And that would be a 45-degree cut the other way. And then you could also You could go in between cuts, in between those angles, or you could just loosen it. And we're just gonna, for the purpose of this video, we're just gonna be making a straight cut with no bevel. So we're gonna put it right in the middle, and you can kind of see there how it sits in, just like that. And then we'll just tighten it back down to where it was. So now we have no bevel on the shoe. The shoe is straight. We can put our hex key back in. And whenever you're messing with the shoe or anything like that, I recommend just pulling the battery. You know, better to be safe than sorry. So now we'll put our battery back in. Okay. And now we're just gonna grab a scrap piece of wood real quick, and we're just gonna show you a straight cut. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're going to make sure we're unlocked. So we're gonna push this button in on this side. We're unlocked. And we want to start the saw before we actually get close to our material. So we're gonna start the saw, and then we're gonna glide it into our material. And then we'll just make a quick cut with this. And again, we're on the 0 degree setting, so we're having a perfectly straight cut. Okay, so you can see how easy that cuts. And these tools are brushed tools. This is a brushed jigsaw, which means that it has a brushed motor. It's more for you know, homeowners, people that aren't going to be using the tool every single day. A lot of professionals that that are going to be using a jigsaw every day would opt for a brushless tool. The brushless tools are a lot more expensive, but they also last a lot longer, so there's kind of a trade-off there. But I always recommend, if you're, your average DIY guy, homeowner, buy the brush tools. You're going to save a bunch of money, and they work great. If you're only going to be using it a couple times a year, I recommend just picking up something like this. So I will put a link in the description on where you could pick up this. I'll also put a link on where you could pick up really high quality jigsaw blades that'll fit this. So be sure to check the links for that. Also be sure to reach out with any questions that you might have. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up this video on this Craftsman CMCS600 jigsaw. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out all my other tool and DIY videos. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.